You want to know why your hairline is running away? Because the things that come out of your mouth are disgusting!
Disgusting!
Hello friends, welcome back to ReddX Trace Amounts of Science. It occurs to me that we haven't ventured into r/Tinder for a while, and while things are still probably bleak and romantically depressing for everybody there, I want to take the time to go and laugh at them. So, thank you for joining me on the journey. I hope it'll be enjoyable for you. Thanks so much for being here today. Let's get on into this thing, you know? Here's a girl climbing a fence or something. She's really looking at that view, and OP liked it, and then she sort of lost her shit. You've given me like 3 likes, and each time I've never matched back with you. See, why do you keep giving me likes? In what world would a guy like you ever get a chance with a girl like me? Open your fucking eyes and lower your standards. Damn, dude. I don't know if he's the one that needs to lower the standards here. Maybe she's expecting something that isn't possible for a girl of her midness. That's what I'll say. I had to choose that word very carefully. You're about as uninteresting and mid as it gets. What's your personality? I'm just a Tinder girl. You're the girl I liked on Tinder a whole bunch, and I'm gonna be fucking snotty about it. I guess this is it could be the beginning of something beautiful, you know? 3rd time's the charm or whatever. We'll get the Gubbinses in here nice and early. How do you boys feel about this?
She typed like villain in dating app horror movie, projection level, full IMAX, now showing, Mean Girls expired edition, Gubbins.
Mean Girls basic edition, that's what I know. How about you, Dark One? How do you feel?
Witnesses. The arrogance of the mediocre, truly the 8th wonder of the world. The delusion drips thicker than her foundation. A sermon from the Church of Self-Importance. Dark Gubbins.
Yeah, she doesn't like anybody as much as she likes herself, and she doesn't even really like herself that much, and I can tell. But can't fix it any further, we'll move into the next post. Okay, so here we've got Madeline, poorly censored. She says, hi, and OP says, oh man, you don't remember me. And she says, what? You do look familiar, did we go out? And OP says, no, you stopped texting me because my friend is gay, lol. And she said, oh yeah, lol, bye. I mean, Madeline, she definitely has some viewpoints, but she sticks by her guns. That's what I'll say about her. I guess you're well within your rights to do that. Goodbye, Madeline. I too believe in freedom of association, and I have to say goodbye now. Our next OP says, following up, and she says, hi, sorry, I don't know why I didn't see your message. And he said, well, that's okay, we're here, and that's what matters. Yes, what a joy to be here with you. She says, yeah, if you want to take me out, let's go get Caviar next week. Bitch, what? It's our first date, so I thought we'd just do something small, like a hot air balloon ride. What fucking Instagram reality are you living in, okay? None of that is going to happen ever. OP says, oh, I can't. I'll be in Hawaii next week, and I'm playing a show out there. And she says, okay. And he says, also, let's do something a little more low-key for our first date. No offense to you, I just don't spend a fuck ton of money on first dates. Sets a bad precedent. I'm down for brunch or lunch, though. Caviar is not it. And she says, no thank you. And he says, no worries. Best of luck. Well, you're out there in Hawaii playing a gig, huh? Sounds to me like you got some other neat stuff going on and don't need to waste time on Tinder. All you're going to do is disappoint yourself, okay? I'm infinitely disappointed by this already. I wanna throw this one to the Gubbins too. Why not? We'll go heavy Gubbins today.
She want caviar before chemistry. Me see gold digger larva in wild. Her taste too rich for soul that empty. Gubbins.
Are you talking about eating larvae? Because you can't they're great protein, but I don't think she'll even serve that purpose. She has no function except to consume. But not even like, you know, a cricket or a cockroach that's consuming for the greater good. She just consumes for her own self-gratification. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy! Dark Gubbins, will you get in here?
A sea witch who values fish eggs more than genuine connection. The ocean weeps. She sought a wallet, not a witness. May her next meal be nothing but ashes. Reap what you sow, Harpy. Dark Gubbins.
I love that. Reap what you sow, Harpy! Yeah, it's very transparent what's going on here. We'll move into the next post. I can't bear to witness this one any longer. Our next OP says, I deleted the app and I don't regret it. Honestly, well advised. He says, hey blank, nice to meet someone who loves cars as much as I do. What car do you drive? And she says, who says I drive? It says I fix them for my friends. Oh, your friends just give you a ride places because you fix their cars? And then the fact that you're immediately defensive about it, there's just nothing sexier than that. OP says, well, my bad, I figured you drove. Do you plan on learning at any point? And she says, who said I didn't learn? You're a very negative assumptions person, aren't you? OP says, honestly, I'm more confused than anything else. She's just angry at the world, okay? Couldn't get it figured out for far too long, and now it's almost too late. People told me to learn to drive when I was 16, but I didn't listen. I thought I knew better, and now here we are. People have placed expectations upon me. Society expects me to be something and produce. I can't. The pressure's too much. Anyway, she says, you're the one being negative and assuming things. And OP says, yeah, I'm not sure how I'm being negative. That wasn't my intention. And she sends a thumbs up and good luck in your search. Oh, thanks, you too, I guess. The search for a driver's license. Or whatever the hell would make her happy. Probably nothing at all makes her happy. She's projecting about the negative assumptions. You seem like the most negative person in the world. I hate the whole vibe that you have going on here. Even if you drove, I would hope that you would do it in the opposite direction from me. Okay? Thank you so much. Alright, our next post comes from Weirdo and he says, hey, princess! And OP says, hey, handsome, what are you on here for? So far, so good. I'm a little weirded out by princess, but you go ahead and do whatever's right for you, I guess. He says, I'm on here to date and then to marry. Simple. And she says, I like you. We're in the same boat. What kind of woman do you want? And he says, white, blonde hair. Need white babies. Oh. If that's really the only criteria, my goodness. Now, is that just a personal preference? Or are we trying for like a new Reich situation? Because I don't know if I could sign off on the latter personally. But yeah, everybody gets a preference. I don't know if this is the foot that you want to lead with necessarily, but sometimes these things just work themselves out. Anyway, next post. Seems like OP matched and then got a message from Nice Girl, and she said, you have the vibe of someone embarrassingly stupid. You should probably get that checked out. And OP says, holy shit, who hurt you?
Who hurt you?
I can fix your pain. No, don't bother. She's unfixable, okay? This runs really, really deep. You've presumed quite a lot of knowledge and really about something that doesn't even matter. I love to be stupid. Stupid is when I'm happiest, you know? That's just a scientific fact. Go ahead, look it up. Promise swearsies, etc., etc. But yeah, to open up like this, I don't know. I don't know if it's the way to go. Some might say that personal interactions like this are very telling of your own level of intelligence, but who am I to say, really? I'm just a dumb guy on a microphone at YouTube doing the thing, okay? So I guess the lesson there is, don't underestimate stupid. Our next OP proclaimed to the world that this is his finest work, and so we'll judge it harshly. She says, I'm weirdly attracted to zombies, and OP replied and said, "Rrr, rrr." And she says, ha ha ha. OP says, shall I continue with zombie lingual or switch to English? And she says, yes, English. And he says, thank God, because I didn't know any words other than those. Those words meant you are cute. A zombie told me once. OP's putting so much more into this than she is. You realize that right off. But I guess if you're happy, I'm happy for you, bro. She just responds and says, haha, cute, thank you, heart hands. OP says, so I guess you don't like plants since you like zombies. Now we're reaching a little bit, getting a little too niched down. Did you play that game back in the day? Doesn't seem like she did. She says, what? No, I love both. And OP says, no, you gotta pick one, because it's plants versus zombies. Okay, let's get a little aggressive now. She says, so I'll choose you then. And OP says, well, haha, someone knows how to flirt. Fine, I'll take on both plants and zombies. For you. That's right, milady. I'll play the plants versus zombies game for the rest of my life if that's what it takes. Honestly, she does seem a little bit dull, but she's a nice girl, you know, she's trying her best, and OP give it a pass, then I give it a pass. I don't know what you're looking for in a relationship. If it's like intellectual stimulation, I don't know if you're gonna find it here, but maybe just somebody to be around, you know? Although if that's really all you need, maybe just get a dog. It's about the same level of conversation. It's just very one-sided. So what do you want to talk about after the zombie thing? She's like, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I see where it's going. And I'm not trying to take the piss out of you or anything like that, okay? I just, ever the pessimist, ever the skeptic. That's the viewpoint that you'll get from me every time. As far as finest works go, I just don't know. I give it a solid 6 out of 10. I think it's too niche down. Try harder next time. See, I'm trying to push you to greater heights. Really, it was an 8 out of 10, but if I tell you that, your ego gets inflated. So 6 out of 10 to push you to greater heights. You're welcome. Next post. Our next post is somebody just trauma dumping, essentially, in the About Me, which you love to see it. About me. Just the warning, my life is really complicated because my sister had a baby and I took it over after she passed away, and the baby lost all its arms and legs and now it's just a stump, but I take care of it with my wife and it's growing and it's fairly happy, and it's difficult because I'm working a second shift at the factory to put food on the table, but all the love that I see in that little guy's face, it makes it worth it in the end. True story. Cool. Good for you. I'm sorry you're having it hard right now, but I'm sure eventually sunnier days will come again. What the fuck am I supposed to say to this? I'm trying to be encouraging, but you just hit me with the stump baby, and I'm reeling a little bit. Give me a second to maintain my composure. How about the Gummonses? You guys get in here. Take care of this shit. I can't.
Me read that and lose 3 brain cells and 2 will to live. Feels like creepypasta got lost on Tinder. Gubbins.
I mean, yeah, I only had the 1 brain cell. Now we're negative 2 brain cells. This is terrible. A crisis! Help us, Dark One!
This tragic opera of oversharing and confusion is beyond help. Behold witnesses, and marvel at the mating call of the chronically unfiltered Dark Gubbins.
Yeah, I'm not interested in any of that. I don't have time for whatever the hell it is you're doing here. Like, maybe you're looking for a relationship, maybe you just want friends or sympathy, but really, we should state that in the About Me. Tell us something. I guess he did tell us about him, but like, yeah, just too much. I don't know what to do with this. I'm sorry. Good luck to you and your stump baby. That shit was just like a creepypasta. Gubbins nailed it. Here's another match. This dude says, hi, blank. I can't get into a relationship right now because I travel a lot, but down to hang out. Yeah, hang out with you dang out, you know? Opie says, I'm sorry. I'm only looking for a relationship. Nothing casual, but I do appreciate you being upfront. And he says, girl, don't you think your expectations are a little high? Look at you and look at me. Delusion is not okay. And yet, here you are, offending your own rules. You're a 2, I'm a 7. There are plenty of boys that'll marry you. If you gotta go for guys in your range, you can take all the screenshots of this conversation you want and you can call me a bad guy, but I'm only trying to help you. See, most men only care about looks, and if they say they don't, then they gave up on themselves a while ago. I mean, I will admit to you that I care deeply about looks, but not to the point of, like, beating somebody down over it. You see somebody that's a 2 and you feel the need to tell them they're a 2, they're a 5, okay? And then you just subtract 5 from it later on, and that's like your actual score. Nobody's a perfect 5. Most of us are 2s and 3s. He's a 2 by his own admission. Only trying to help you. Kiss my ass. Bite my bag. You're trying to help yourself. How about you help yourself to some common decency? How about you don't fucking manipulate people's feelings for your own ends, you know? Negging hasn't been, like, useful or cool, basically ever, but the fact that you're using it now, a decade after what was essentially the peak of it happening, yeah, it just shows me how behind the times you are. You want to come out here talking about giving up on yourself? The guy who swipes 2s on Tinders? Hello, maybe take a fucking look in the mirror. How about that? Anyway, we'll keep it pushing, I guess. Alright, I like how stupid this one is. LP says, "Hey, my name is Fred and I shout when I get nervous." And then she says, "Is that so?" And he says, "I also shout when people take 2 weeks to respond." I'm sure she's doing her best. I don't know if you fully understand how packed Tinder is if you're a woman. She was going through them chronologically, trying to catch up, and here you are being a dick, Fred. Stop shouting at me. Stop shouting at me! He's only shouting because I took a month to put his stupid thing into a video. But there it is. We're done now. We can move on, I hope. Okay, here we go with another one. Dude comes in, he says, "Hi, Blank. I got a question for you that I promise you've never been asked before. Ready?" OP says, "Hit me with it." He says, "Which would you say is bigger, your heart or your ass?" "Tough question, lol." And OP says, "I was just processing the disappointment for thinking that it wasn't gonna be a horny question, Lamau." Yeah, that's on you. I set my expectations way too high for this one, okay? I should have looked at you and realized what you're about immediately. You want to know why your hairline is running away? Because the things that come out of your mouth are disgusting!
Disgusting!
It seems to me like people are just incapable of having a halfway decent conversation on an app like this. And I don't know why that is, but I'm just really glad that I don't have to participate. You should be grateful too, friends. You could even be grateful that I brought it to your attention. And if you're really that grateful, you could sign up on Patreon or YouTube memberships. Check us out on Spotify, iTunes. I will yell in your ear all day if you want me to. Sometimes about Tinder things, sometimes about neckbeard things. I do appreciate your support. We'll move into another post, because, yeah, I'm sick of looking at this guy's yucky, weird hair. Oh, this next post is really brutally savage. Opie says, "To be honest, I'm just looking for something casual right now, not to be just friends. If that's not what you're looking for, I totally understand. I just wanted to be upfront from the start. Yeah, I just want a fuck buddy is what it is." And her response is, "I would not fuck you if my life depended on it." It's so needlessly cruel. But yes, we're both being honest. You started off our interaction with honesty, and I just tried to meet you there with some honesty of my own. You're gross. It is mean. I'll admit that it's mean, but god damn it, I love mean things. Sorry, OP. You know, don't let it get you down. Take another swing. You'll be fine, son. We all get kicked in the dick sometimes. Oh man. Next post. Yeah, these Tinder posts are getting really weird today. We're going to some strange places. This guy said, "Are you a demigod from the world of Percy Jackson? 'Cause you're making my heart feel like it's been hit by a magical sword. And I'm totally here for it." Arrow through heart emoji. Making my heart feel like it's been hit by a magical sword. This is the clunkiest fucking simile I've ever heard. OP response, it says, "Haha, smooth. Never got into that series, but I'll take it as a compliment. So, creative writing, that's an interesting major. What have you been working on?" He's a creative writer? That's why he said heart with the magical sword or whatever the fuck it was. Who is paying this person to write words? Please. He says, "Hey, I write male pregnancy fanfiction, and I'm working on a gay male pregnancy novel as well. Oh, neat. There's probably a market for that, I think, but yeah, again, I'm not really sure how to respond to that. I'm gonna change the topic now, if that's okay with you. Like, that's the only thing you've left me with. I don't know how to bounce back. I'm like sort of hesitant to feed it to the gubbins, but it's really interesting, and yeah, I want to hear what they have to say.
Mr. Pixie Pants want make internet smush. Me think that sword hit wrong artery. Brain leaking out of ears now. Gubbins.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you. My brain was leaking out my ears. How about you, Dark One?
The plot thickens. Much like the ankles of a man in his third trimester of imagination impregnation. Dark Gubbins.
Imagination impregnation is... that's dastardly, dude. I like that a lot. Nice job. I don't have anything more to put towards this, so I'm just gonna back out of the room slowly, and we'll see what else we find. This next interaction's super weird. Chick comes in and says, "Hey, what's up?" Nope says, "Well, firstly, sorry about the delay. I got food poisoning this morning. I'm not stupid enough to not message someone like ya." Yeah, except that's exactly what you did. "I'm doing good, Ma. How are you doing?" And she says, "Just here, chillin'." Great. The fucking nothing conversation. Nobody's actually interested in this interaction is the most fascinating part. You're both participating, but like just barely. I don't think the relationship's gonna work out personally. Just from what I've seen in my experiences. Don't let me define your outlook or future, but trust me when I say that this shit is doomed. OPS, do you drive a BMW E30? And she says, "No, you could just ask which one I drive, buddy. Don't assume. I hate men like you for real. Conversation's done. Have a good night, bro." Okay. So you don't drive that car, is right. I'm glad we established that, even if it cost barely interacting with this person. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Faint heart, never won, fair maid. That's what I know. But yeah, when you ask about her BMW, that's just too far. I guess it's maybe presumptuous, she thought. She wanted you to ask about which car. I don't know, just try and do the mystery thing better next time, I guess.
Men, we don't know what we did.
I don't know what I did wrong, but I'll try and fix it. Okay, great. Next post. Oh my god, this one is, it's heavy. Alright. Dude says, "I'm heading to Spain tomorrow." And then OP, I guess, sends a gift that says, "Still not interested." Oh no, he sent that. But only because he has a question about the girl in the gif. And the question is, do you think she'd give me a bag of her poo to sniff? Probably not, if I'm being really honest. I don't know how you engineer something like that, but I'm not going to help you scheme it out. That's a really terrible waste of your mental energy, okay? Stop thinking about poopy butts and pull your life together. And OP says, "News to me." And he says, "I'd love to smell her poop." Yeah. OP says, "That really has nothing to do with me, to be honest." He just had to share it with somebody. He had to try and get this demon out of his head. Maybe if I say it out loud, it'll go away. No, the demon exists inside you. You got some work to do on yourself. I guess it's a harmless thing or whatever with consenting partners and such, but like just some random chick you saw in a GIF, and now you're hyper obsessing about her doo-doo. Like, the world is fucking falling out. Humanity as a whole, I don't think we're gonna make it anymore. I used to have high hopes for the future, but the tech age is just, it's ended all of that for me. We need to go back to where people only met in person in the town square, and like, that's how we maintain the social veneer. But when everybody's online and anonymous 24/7, things get a little more complicated. Dude's not even anonymous. He included his face in this, and he's like, yeah, let me talk about the doo-doo. Okay, man, we all make choices. Couldn't say I'd do the same. Good luck. He's gonna need a lot of luck. I hope you get it figured out. What's that? You want to see another disappointing potential romance fizzle out? Okay, here we go. He says, we would have some good fun together, winky face. Already, it's like, yeah, sleazy, gross. But OP's trying to keep it relatively normal. She says, I've never been to Texas, but I'd love to go. Was the food really good there? Oh my god, Texas barbecue, don't even get me started. It's so savory and smoky. Like, I like something with a little heat to it, you know? I don't fuck with any of that sweet barbecue, thank you very much. But Texas barbecue, probably the king. Yes, go, get some now. She continues, haha, maybe because you've never typed the name blank in your phone ever. I hope we'd have some fun. What are you looking for on here? And he says, yeah, I like Texas. I can't quite recall the food, but the people are good. Yeah, well, that's nice, I guess. I just want to clarify, by people you mean like people you met on the internet to smush your genitals with? Or like you had normal human interactions at one point? And I only say that because his next message is, I'm looking for a woman who's naughty and wants to explore and spend time together and build something that is fired by desires, passion, and togetherness. I'm a horny dude with a high sex drive, and I want a woman who isn't scared of making me hers. Yeah, Thanks for laying all that out on the table. It probably would have been better served after the first date at some point. Try the third, fourth, fifth date before we even start discussing stuff like this. Like, I'm glad you know that about yourself and are so open and willing to share it, but I'm pretty disgusted by it. As if that wasn't bad enough, he wants to add on, you look like my type of naughty, and as I write this, the blood is pumping to a certain part of my body. Oh, fuck. Tell me no more. Please, stop it!
I ain't even going near that.
I just asked you about Texas barbecue. Why we got taken in this direction? I don't understand. I don't understand what well, I do understand what the motivation is. But yeah, not gonna fucking happen here, buddy boy. Gubbins, how would you handle this situation?
Me see thirst so strong it could water desert of rejection. Only thing he ever make moan is his own hand. And even hand bored now. Gubbins.
Yeah, hand's not the only one. This guy was droll and rote and uninteresting and predictable. Basically from like the first little glimpse I got where he's like, we'd have fun together, wink. I'm like, yeah, I know what this is. I know what you're about. Get away from me, please. How about you, Dark One?
The scent of desperation rises like cheap brisket on a rusted barbecue. Overcooked, under-seasoned, and begging to be put out of its misery. The loneliness drips from him like spoiled grease, thick, rancid, and self-inflicted. I feast on his silent suffering, dark gubbins.
I mean, silent suffering is good, but I prefer, the wails of pain and whatnot, but I guess we gotta take what we can get sometimes. And it was a pretty good day today, wasn't it, everybody? Did you enjoy r/Tinder? Let me know in the comments. Sign up on the Patreon or YouTube memberships if you'd like. Spotify, iTunes were there. I mentioned it. I didn't mention the fourth wall, where we have our merch, so you could go check that out if you wanted. Most importantly, I'd like to remind you, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
何バカ何バカ